Welcome, class. I'm trying something a little bit different in that I'm giving a weekly message on Monday and actually doing it on video. I hope this works. Let me know how it looks. Thought maybe you'd like to see what I look like and hear what I sound like. Make this a little bit more personal, so let's give it a go. Well, there's been quite a few questions on the assignments, books, due dates. I have explained these in my welcome message, in the Welcome and Expectations post, and I also send that out as an email. Please read that because I'm still getting questions that were answered at the very beginning of the course. There's also a due dates document which is posted in the updates and handouts thread, and I believe I emailed that to you also. A little bit later, about a week or two ago, I sent out a common questions email, and I also posted that in the updates and handouts thread. So please take a look at that because most of the questions I found have been answered in there already. Also in that message, there is a link to the photo of the materials. I think this is really important because you can see both versions of the main text. Also, there is another book that there's been some questions about, and that is the step-by-step book. So you can take a look at that and match up what those books are with what I've mentioned. And as I say, a picture is, and that'll save me quite a bit of typing. So take a look at that, please. Well, we've looked at a couple of different documents so far. The charter document, which is a living document, I would say, and it will change as you go through the project because the initial vision that the sponsors, the organization has for the project can always change, especially in the early planning part of the project. So keep that in mind because as you're starting out, you may have some ideas that, well, when reality starts to sink in, you might change your mind or see that things do need to change a bit. But don't worry about that. As you see any needs to change as we go forward, please put those into your charter. One of the big areas I'd like to mention in that charter document is that overview or objectives section at the very beginning. Please fill that out with enough information so that whoever's reading it has an idea of what that project is about. Think of the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, sort of like you're being a reporter. Answer those questions so someone looking at it for the first time has an idea what the project would be about. Write about a short paragraph or two in that area. Now we're looking at the scope document. As you notice, it looks a lot like the charter. Don't worry about that. Again, that overview section at the beginning, that should look a lot like the charter. In fact, you could take that same section. Make sure you give enough information so that someone outside the project has an idea of what would be going on. Don't just use that as a way of writing notes for yourself. The scope section, again, define it, put down what you think should be in it, what the deliverables would be. Don't have to be really specific at this time. A big thing for me is that in scope and out of scope sections right below that, this really will help you set those boundaries for that project. One area that's pretty important is the out of scope because people like to enlarge that scope, add some ideas. As one student I had a while back called it the good idea fairy, where, well, this idea looks great, let's add it in. And, well, the scope will not only creep, it will just get up and run. So having that definition of what you want to have in it and what you want to not have in that out section, I think, is very important. One thing I have to say in general is life happens. So in case there's some forms of emergencies going on, I know a number of you are employed in the armed services and could be just about anywhere out there. I know I have at least 2 or 3 learners in Iraq, actually in Baghdad. There's learners out on ships, people traveling to Europe. Asia, wherever. I know that happens, and of course this class is designed to help you with your jobs. Well, I don't want it to interfere either, so if you do need to travel, if you're having some kind of issue with deployment, if something else happens, we've had babies born, hospitalization, deaths in the family, I don't like to see that, weather, fires, power outages, etc. I mean, if something happens, let me know. Of course, we're flexible and like to work with you. We're here to help. So any questions, comments, observations, put them in the proper place in the course room. You can send me an email. If I don't get back to you soon enough, which I should, you can send it directly to my Capella email. So I'm there to answer questions. Any problems, let me know. And thank you very much for being in class, and let's have fun.